The voice is a formless sculpture that caresses the air. Its vibrations feign intention, but they never reach the bedrock of meaning. There lies a vein of silence. The eye that emanates from the depths of the throat is already exposed to the rhythms of others. Even if the tongue attempts to carve out meaning, it remains a fragile, temporary sculpture, nothing more than a wind-blown tombstone dissolving into breath. Moving together is an acoustic ritual that sustains the illusion of mutual understanding. The two hearings never intersect, but rather intertwine, twist, and nurture deviation, rather than resonance of intent. Meaning does not rely on voice as a foundation. Rather, it is the gaps, the breaking points, the incommunicability, the invisible sap that dwells in voices that do not advance together, silence that slips through the net of meaning and repeats itself in the lower layers of time. That is the resonance of existence itself, which is deeper and farther than words, and which precedes knowledge. Voices are not merely a series of vibrations, but rather lie around us as the uncertain shadows of existence. Like the rustling of leaves carried by the wind, voices have no form, yet they contain the brilliance of the moment before they fade away. They are nothing more than the chaotic traces of meaning scattered by words. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we constantly listen to voices, but what our ears capture is not the full picture of rich meaning, but only fragmentary resonance. Voices do not pierce the deep core, but drift through time and space as fleeting sound waves, revealing a glimpse of the infinite creative matrix lurking behind existence, as if deliberately left behind in the faint afterimages of memory embedded in each fragment of sound. However, the profound concept that should be called meaning is not fully conveyed by the voice itself. Rather, its incomplete form drives the blade of ontological skepticism into the horizon of our perception. What should coexist is the possibility of interpretation that drifts between words and silence, with the voice serving as a mere catalyst. Thus, the voice does not deeply coexist with meaning. This paradoxical revelation of pure essence suggests a divergence between the exquisite melody we hear in our daily lives and the crystallization of ultimate validity that lies within it. Like a mirror of introspection, the voice's absence becomes the blank space where meaning is layered, like a fruit. Beyond the ripples woven by the voice lies an immeasurable void. There, the profound meaning that words should possess is deliberately scattered, and the space for reconstruction within the consciousness, embodying the perpetual transformation from potentiality to actuality, is quietly prepared. People unravel the voice into the tremors of sound, failing to express themselves each time they speak. The voice clings to meaning, yet refuses to sink into it. It does not coexist, but rather runs parallel, deviates, and turns itself around at the hem of the resonance. When words ride on the voice, meaning already lags behind. The image that sticks to the back of the tongue, the omen that collapses before shaking the throat. The syllable you called I was never you. Sound cannot measure the gap between being and existing. It simply passes through. Symbols exist on a line, voices exist in time. In this irreversible circuit, there is resonance but no progression. Each time sound shatters the vessel of meaning. The voice does not drag the shadow of meaning behind it, and meaning cannot fully ride the voice, blurring the boundaries between them. What I have spoken is the epicenter of what could not be spoken. Therefore, what you hear is the skin of sound that reaches only your ears. It is an archaeological fragment of silence that transcends the critical point of verbalization. The voice does not deeply co-progress with meaning. Therefore, the voice always tries to walk ahead of meaning, but its feet get tangled. However, in the pulsating vortex of syllables, meaning does not catch up with the voice, but instead collapses behind it, and words float in the air like seasonal winds scattering only their empty shells. What we call meaning does not truly exist in the depths of speech. It is the primitive vapor-like sensation of vowels that were still silent and undifferentiated before they vibrated the vocal cords. The fact that the voice does not advance alongside meaning does not mean it is betraying it. Rather, the voice is too pure to follow meaning, a wild sound that escapes from the call. When you whisper, "I love you," that voice belongs to no one. What emerges between the shape of the lips and the gaps in breathing is merely the physical, indifferent record of air rippling, and the love behind it may be nothing more than our own fantasy.